everyone, it's Roberta. I was going to try to put together another ATC. Seems to be mostly what I work on these days. I'm just going to lay down a bunch of different pieces of scrap paper that I have. I have a bunch of different die cuts and stamped or printed images that I've colored, and after I get this collage together randomly, I will try to see if there's one of the pieces that would go well with what I'm working on. I cut butterflies out of this piece of paper, greens and yellows, stencil with punchinella. It's got some glitter on it, some black paint splatter. This blue, green, and pink one is one that it's a technique I learned from Mixed Media Morsels. Cat Hand was teaching, where you take a piece of index card or paper and you cut it into a square like 3 inches, smaller or larger depending on the size of your butterfly that you want to make, and you put little dollops of paint, and then you fold the paper together and then open it, and you get kind of like a dendritic effect, and it makes really awesome butterflies. So after you put the paint in and fold the paper over to get it where it has a matching image from the paints, you cut out a butterfly. So I've got quite a few of those. Get some really interesting designs depending on the colors that you use. Should really just add some water to this. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the glue kind of the way I would if it was Mod Podge. I keep moving it around because I don't want it to get the glue on the back. This piece has been embossed, so all the raised places on it to make it very difficult to attach down. So I just want to make sure there's plenty of glue so that it will stay down. And some of these papers are 2 layers thick, like this one here is part of an ATC where it's 2 pieces of the Nina 68-pound paper that I use to make my ATCs. I glue them together. So that's what this is. Just picking up some scrap papers and laying them down. I found out today that my name was picked to win a Misty on the Stamp Junkies Facebook group. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get a Misty. I'm not really good at stamping. I usually have to do it a couple of times to get something nice. Have a bunch of glue already on my hands, so just adding some of that on there. It's already fairly well saturated. I don't need to be adding anymore. I'm just making sure it's all down and adhered. It's not sticking up anywhere. Okay, so now I'm going to let that dry. cut out a part of a tree die and want to cut it down to make a branch for the bird. Let's get all the parts out so I can see where the best place to get a branch would be. I'm not sure if I want it upside down, right side up, sideways. If I have it sideways, I have to have it, it'll come across longer. Okay, I got it. And now I need to color this color of a branch. Pull out a couple of browns. And I'm just going to use my fingers like I was before. It's nice to use a paintbrush when painting, but it's also fun sometimes to step out of that comfort zone and that clean zone and get all painty. I'm just trying to make sure that I get all the edges with the paint as well. And because wood has many variation in shades of various other colors, I want to add just a bit of another color. Okay. Nothing special or fancy. Here it is. Couldn't find it for a minute. I think I'll go the long way on this one. And I need to put some color around this and change the beak to a yellow color. This was actually done not with paint but with watercolor pencil. And this has been done with acrylic paint. Okay, now the other thing I need to do with this is to go over it with a marker. Let's just give it more definition. These lines don't have to be perfectly straight or anything because these are actually little sketch lines already anyway. And I just want to go over the eye, give it a white pupil. And then or a white eye and then a black pupil. And birds, just like they have different color legs and beaks, their eyes can be different color. They can be yellow or green or browns or blues. All depends on the type of bird. And I have to let that dry. Need to get the black so I can put those little tiny feather lines around the eye and the beak. I have to make sure it's a very fine amount that's going to be on there. others around the beak as well. I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I want to place this while the eye is drying. And glue it down. I'm going to use some of Elaine's tacky glue. And I don't bother putting it out through the top on this thing. It's not got that little tiny needle, so it gets applied only where you want it. It comes out in a big thick blob, so I'd rather just use a straight pen and just spread it on. And this glue, I don't worry about this glue getting dry before I can place it because it's a tacky glue. So even if it starts to dry, it's going to dry with tack, which means it dries really sticky. The other glues might dry all the way. When you lay it down, it won't stick, but this one will. And then the longer it's set down on wherever you put it, it'll end up adhering permanently. And I do need to put some on all of this because this is made out of cereal box, so it's thicker than just regular paper. So I need to have a strong enough glue to hold it. I'm not sure if I want it going up or off to the side. I think we'll do it this way. Off to the side just a bit. Just hold it down for a second. And I will need to snip these ends off. Don't think they're dry all the way yet, so I'm hoping that they'll cut right. Yes. And this bit I can see some glue. I don't want to put the scissors on with that glue because it'll make them get all tacky. There we go. I'm going to use some tape to adhere this one. I need to put that eye on there as well. Sticking to my thumbnail. I don't want to set it down because I don't want that white to get all messy before I paint it black. That white on the eye. The paint from this will transfer. I actually don't think I need much more, just one little piece. For that smaller wing. I do want that to be supported. finally figured out the easiest way to get these off. Even the safety pin way that I used to do it doesn't work as well as holding a corner of the tape down with my thumbnail and then just peel the release tape up. Okay. I need to get the eye, pupil, make it black. Okay, and then I think I want to do some splatter on the bird. I need to let it dry. I don't want to put splatter on the bird. I want to put on the ATC, but in the background. Or instead of splatter, maybe just intentionally lay down some dots. Because I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone, I want to do something that's different. And obviously, even though the background's been dulled, and this is now a focal piece, it still needs a little something something. I do think I need a greener version of this around the edge. This color, patina, is more the color of the bird. The bird has purples and teals, but also has this color on there. Help draw those colors in together. It keeps popping out of the top. I guess the pressure in the bottle makes it come up. Alright, I need just a little bit more. I think that helps those colors really pull together a lot better now. Much better than this color that I'd use. This turquoise is just too dark. Trying to think of a way to step out of my comfort zone, like to add rays from the sun or something like that. Or maybe just, I think if I leave it, it's too plain. If I do this, it's going to mess it up. That's what my fear is. I think I'll just worry about adding a sentiment at this point. Let's see what we have for sentiments. I have some in the black. Maybe enjoy life. I'm going to cut it out with my paper trimmer. I think I'll put it up over here, and I'm going to pop it up. And one more. I'm not going to worry about taking the tape off the middle too. The tape on either end here is going to end up holding it down. So let's see if I can find some gems to put on here. I'm not sure which ones to use. Maybe the black ones. Some of these are a bit older, so when you try to take them off, they don't come off that well. We'll see. that didn't want to come off right. Sometimes they come off and they're leaving the adhesive on the release sheet instead of coming off with it. See if I can get a different one to work. There we go. Let me see it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a lovely evening. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and leave a comment.